Also, we will be recording the webinar, which means that a recording will be available for everybody to see as well. So as I said, let's wait for a couple of minutes and then we will kick off the presentation. So, 5 past 10, time to kick off. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all warm, had your cup of coffees. We are going to talk about multi-currency in Odoo. And we will talk a little bit about why multi-currencies are important, why they are useful, how do they work. We will be using the enterprise version of Odoo, and we will be using version 11 enterprise of Odoo. Version 12 is due to release later on this year. We won't be talking about it. It's too early to talk about it. But yes, version 11 is stable. It's working, and we, as Target Integration, have done a lot of projects on version 11 at this stage as well. And we'll be sharing some of the experiences from these projects with you as well. So let's kick off. As I mentioned earlier, we are recording the webinar, so you will have a copy of this available from our YouTube page later on during the day as well. So multi-currency in Odoo. As we all know about multi-currency, and you are getting a different slide compared to my slide. So give me one quick second. Um, there we go. Okay, there we go. So, what is Odoo? A quick introduction for those who don't know about Odoo. It's a CRM system. It has sales management, quotation, invoices. It has e-commerce, purchase management, your point of sale, as well as your accounting, your warehouse and inventory, and manufacturing as well. Of course, there are other modules available as well. At this stage, the number of modules available with Odoo sit at in and around 3,000 different modules. So you can have a wide range of modules to for your business. What I always use, the analogy that I always use is that Odoo is like your iPhone or your Android phone. You have loads of apps available from the makers of the product, as in Odoo themselves, based in Belgium, and you also have a lot of apps available from third parties. Odoo has a very nice app store. If you go to apps.odoo.com, Odoo has a very powerful, very nice app store where you can download and buy these apps and use them in your business. And today we are focusing particularly on multi-currency, so we are not diving deep into how Odoo works, and we have a different demo. We have a different, webinar set up for a demo on Odoo as well, if you would like to see it. But particularly multi-currency in Odoo, and when you talk about multi-currency, we are talking about buying and selling in multiple currencies. We're talking about having multiple bank accounts, and every bank account is in or can be in different currencies. Of course, one bank account will have one main currency, but for an example, PayPal allows you to have multiple currencies, and it is effectively a bank account. You have suppliers and customer ledgers, or you can have suppliers and customer ledgers in multiple currencies as well. Odoo particularly is different from likes of Sage and likes of other accounting software, where it allows you to have one customer who's buying in multiple different currencies. It's peculiar. It's very unique to Odoo. I haven't seen many software. Probably, to be honest, I haven't seen any other software other than Odoo, which allows you to have one customer buy from you in multiple different currencies using multiple different price lists. So that's one difference that I can always talk about, when we are talking to Sage users. So, moving on, multi-currencies is what we are going to talk about today. And rather than talking about it, I love to do screen sharing and demo. I love to show it to you on the screen. But before we do that, of course, I'm a sales guy. I cannot, just start the demo and not talk about target integration. Who we are? We are a business with a vision that every business that we work with should be able to leverage the full power of their business insights. We were established in 2008 in Dublin. At this stage, we've got 3 sales offices and 4 development centers. Of 4 sales offices, I must say at this stage, the presentation is lagging behind a little bit. We have Dublin, Birmingham, and in India, we've got 2 offices, one in Gurgaon and another one in Mumbai. And then we have a development center in Greece, development center in Dublin, and in India as well. So it's all about kind of providing a perfect mix of quality and value. The team is a team of business consultants and software developers to provide the best-in-class solution to our customers. What do? We are an Odoo Silver partner, and we provide CRM, ERP in cloud. But together with that, we are also partners with 3 and probably 10 other ERP CRM systems. But specific products that we work with primarily are Zoho, Odoo, SAP, and Dynamics 365. Simply put, we provide business software applications which work. I can talk about some of the case studies that we have worked with as well. It will take up a bit of a time, but yes, for now, I'm going to skip through these and skip through the wires as well. I'm sure you're waiting to see the demo. So let me jump into the demo quickly and give you a bit of flavor of how Odoo looks like and how Odoo works, together with multi-currencies enabled in it. So I will be jumping between 2 different servers, so excuse me for that. And if you have any confusions, I will be happy enough to answer your questions. So put your questions in the chat window on GoToMeeting, as you see. I've just logged into a demo version of Odoo, as you can see there. Odoo has a very icon-based interface. You can look at what each of the icon does, and the name generally is very descriptive. Also, if you know Odoo very well and you know where you're trying to get to, you can type the name of that menu item. So you can type in inventory, and immediately everything related to inventory comes up. Or I can be as specific as I can type about invoices. And there you go, customer invoices, the reporting, or otherwise sales invoices. They both come up as well um, in the interface. I can just click on the particular one that I'm trying to get to. So let me just quickly go into accounting, which is the icon here. And you can see I have customer invoices, I have vendor bills, I have bank and cash. At this stage, I'm just going to check whether my multiple currencies are enabled or not. So settings interface gives you this. I love kind of cheat sheets and quick interfaces. So what I always do is on any screen just type in multiple or currencies. There you go. Multi-currencies is enabled, as you can see here. And it's important to define an exchange rate gain or loss journal. This is the journal which will allow you to see what's the income or an expense out of your exchange difference. So for an example, if you buy the currency today and you sell it in a couple of weeks' time, the price may have gone up or down, and on the basis that you might have a loss or a gain. And of course, when you're creating an invoice today, you create an invoice on the basis of the exchange rate today. So you were thinking that you're going to get what 1.25 US dollars for each euro that you've got, but you may not get it just because, of course, the exchange rate has changed. So all of that is journaled into this GL code, which is defined here, exchange rate difference. Because my base currency, my main currency is euro, everything will be calculated on the basis of uh, keeping euro as the base currency. And automatically currency rates will be fetched from European Central Bank, but manually. So I will have to manually run this. Ideal is to have it daily because currency rates fluctuate quite a lot. It's ideal to have them daily. And if you don't want to use European Central Bank for any reason, you should probably try the Federal Tax Administration Switzerland, or the Mexican bank is integrated as well. None of the Asian banks are yet there, and none of the US banks are there as well. As you know, Odoo is very European software. But yes, if you are in another part of the world, must look at the options of integrating other services as well. Yahoo has been discontinued recently. Yahoo's currency exchange was included in this as well. And if you have a local one, we would love to talk about integrating it into Odoo. So do drop us an email on info@targetintegration.com. But for now, we're going to use European Central Bank. I'm just quickly going to press this button so that the currency rates are synchronized. Generally, I wouldn't have to do it because it will automatically fetch it from European Central Bank, and you'll see last sync was on 6th of July. So the next run date it's saying is now 7th of July. Save this, get out of here. Now let's have a look at the currencies which we have enabled in the system. So going into configuration again, I'm using a test server, so it's a little bit slow server. And we always use our own test servers, or we always use our own servers to run Odoo. So if you're looking for any guidance on how to set up Odoo on your own server, again, please get in touch and we will be happy to help you with that as well. So going into configuration and then clicking on currencies, you can see the list of currencies as soon as I have the interface up. So I have three currencies enabled: Euro, GBP, and US dollars. Euro is the base currency, so that's why the current rate shows up as 1, because Euro is always going to be 1. GBP, sterling, 0.8831. The rate is fluctuating quite a lot because of Brexit and all those speculations going on. Then US dollars as well, 1.17. So yes, while I might have created an invoice in US dollars 6 months ago and a year ago on 1.25, it's now 1.17. So I've lost the value of that invoice. And as you can see, the rate has a date as well. So this is the last date when this rate was updated. Don't worry about the rate on euro because that's irrelevant. It will always be 1. And let's go and create a sales invoice. So When I go in and create an invoice, it gives me the possibility of currency selection. So I can say, okay, I'm going to use GBP for this customer. When I select a customer, all the information comes in. So I go for cam to cam for now, and then select a product from the list. So I'm going to sell a computer case, and I'm going to use a price of 100. Why am I using 100? Life becomes easier when I use 100 and to use the calculations around it. I'm going to use no tax on this so that I can show you the impact of currencies. Easy enough. So created the invoice. It's still sitting in draft. I go and validate it. It confirms the invoice, gives it an invoice number, and allows me to send the invoice by email, print the invoice, or register a payment on this. Now, at this stage, if I go into other info, you can see that a journal entry has been created. Clicking on this journal entry tells me that there was a debtors control account. There was an entry into the debtors control account of 100 sterling, but an equivalent of that is 113.24 euros. So you can see how very quickly Odoo converted £100 into euros. Because your base currency is euros, because the company's base currency is euros, it took the value in GBP and converted it on the basis of the currency rate today. You can see that it also created a sales category 1 sales journal entry as well of 113.24, which the due date on that is 7th of the 6th or 6th of the 7th, other way around. It's the American dates that's it's using at the moment. So going back into this, and now let's assume that the currency rate has changed. In order to do that, I'm going to change the currency rate manually at this stage. So let's say that GBP went from, and of course it's not going to let me change like that. So you can see the date, the data, you have the history of currency rates available here. So you can see that the original currency rate was on 1st of the 1st 2010, which comes in the database by default, so you don't have to worry about it, was 0.78. But on 6th of July, when I fetched it, it became 0.8831. Now at this stage, I can go in and enter another one. Now, of course, because the date is the same, I will have to be careful of doing this. And I go, it becomes 0.9 instead of being 0.8831. Save this. Only one currency rate per day is allowed. Now, if I don't change the date, it will not work. So I'm going to go and delete this one. Oops. Let's change this. 7th of July. Save it. Let's go. Action. Delete. Okay. I'm going to change this back to the 6th of July, which is today. Now you can see I've changed the currency rate manually. And now I go in, look at the invoice, camp to camp invoice of £100. Of course, the journal entry was created before the rate was changed, so it's still sitting at 1.13 rate, which was there earlier. At this stage, I go and register a payment. It says, okay, where are you receiving the payment? So I'm receiving the payment in my GBP account of £100. But the value of that GBP account has gone down. Sorry, I don't have a bank account in GBP, so it might throw an error. Click validate. It takes £100 in and saves it and goes, okay, the customer has paid the whole amount, £100. So this invoice is now fully paid. Let's go back into our journal entries and let's have a look. So you can see that there was an exchange rate difference posted as well of 2.13. It's a positive figure, which means that you have earned extra on the value of your exchange rate. While the initial exchange rate was 0.88, The final exchange rate was 0.9. When you took the payment, it was 0.9. So, you got an extra bit of money there. So you can see that the debtors control account was credited by 2.13, while the debtors the exchange rate gain and losses was debited. It's negative value. Sorry, it's the loss. It's a loss on the exchange account. So that tells you that Odoo keeps track of all the multi-currencies properly when you're doing transactions in multiple different currencies. I have a few questions coming in the chat, which I will answer at the end of the session. So thank you, and please keep sending them. In the meantime, we will jump in and we will do another transaction, and I'll show you some other reports as well. So this is a journal entry which explains the exchange rate difference and talks about the difference where it came from as well when I click on the entry itself. And this will continue further. So give me 2 minutes. I will bring back an interface you will be able to see in further details. So one of the questions that I have there is the profit or loss on a transaction posted when a customer invoice is paid, or can I post potential unrealized profit losses on foreign transactions? No, the profit or loss on a transaction is posted when a customer invoice is paid or a supplier invoice is paid. If you want to, a potential unrealized profit or loss on foreign transaction is not posted in the journal entries immediately, but it is generally displayed, or it can be presented on a report. So we can run a report which may tell you that okay, this is the potential loss you will have in case the currency rate has gone down, or this is the potential profit you may get in case the currency rate has gone up. Also, let me show you one more thing there as well. One of the report which we keep missing, and we have received a number of requests from some of our customers around age receivable. If you look at the age receivables, you will see at this stage, of course, it is fully balanced. The £100 has been paid up, but age receivable is a report which is only in base currency. There are a number of software systems which allow you to have age receivables as well as age payable reports in multiple different currencies, one for each currency active in the database. That's also possible. We are working on an add-on for that, which will soon be available for you. So that's two reports and two gaps which are available or which are there in Odoo. But other than that, Odoo is a fantastic software which allows you to have multi-currencies. Now, we did mention, and I'm conscious of time as well, we are hitting almost 10:26 at this stage. So I will wrap up the webinar at this stage. If anybody has any other questions, please post them in, and I will be happy enough to answer one more coming in there around currency rate or fetching currency rates. How can that be automated with other transaction companies, other Oh, I think you mean currency conversion companies. So likes of TransferWise, likes of TransferMate. These are two popular ones in UK and Ireland. Yes, you can have currency rate automation from both of them if you're using them. But yes, that's a third-party integration that your software developer may have to do, or your development partner may have to do it for you. And generally you will see them being available here in the settings option. So when you go into setting up an automated fetch of currency rates on a daily basis, you will see them here. Another question, how can I change the frequency of currency rates being fetched? Well, you can change the currency rates, here. Or fetching of the currency rates here. Yes, the minimum is daily, but you have weekly and monthly as well. But daily is what I would generally recommend because the currency rates fluctuate quite a lot. If you are interested in and you're dealing quite a lot with currencies, Yes, you can go down the route of manual, as well as the option is not available here on the interface for a normal user, but yes, you can define your own custom currency rate fetch in technical settings. Again, go back and have a chat with your development partner, and they should be able to give you more information. If you're looking for information around increasing the frequency, do drop us an email, info@targetintegration.com, and we'll be happy to answer the questions there as well. That's pretty much it. Or if we have any other questions, we'll be happy enough to take them separately. So thank you very much for your time. As I mentioned, please don't forget this video will be available to you on our YouTube page. And don't forget to like it and share it. If you have any questions, we will be happy enough to answer it there as well. And don't forget, we are on social media. And we are available in 3 countries: Dublin in Ireland, Birmingham in United Kingdom, and Gurgaon in India, as well as Mumbai in India. Should start putting that in the presentation as well. So please contact us if you have any needs around Odoo and any customizations requests as well. At this stage, it's Rohit signing off from here. Goodbye, and thank you for joining us today. Don't forget, we are doing a lot of these webinars, and the information on these is available from our Eventbrite page. Thank you, and goodbye.